Hey, 7th graders. I wanted to make sure that you guys understood the way that the different notes are related, the different note lengths. So before we jump into this week's meat of the lesson, I wanted you to see just the way that the notes are related and what I call the rule of two. The rule of two just says that every note, when it's divided up into smaller notes, just makes two of the next type of note. So if you start looking at a whole note, you know that in 4/4 time, a whole note is worth 4 beats. So the note that is shorter than a whole note is a half note. And a whole note can be divided up into 2 half notes. Now, each of those half notes is 2 beats long, and so 2 half notes makes 4 beats, which is how the whole note is related to the half notes. Now, the half note is 2 beats long. So if you go a level down, the quarter note being worth 1 beat, 2 quarter notes are equal to 1 half note. Working down another level, when you have eighth notes that are 1/2 of a beat long, 2 eighth notes is equal to the same as 1 quarter note. And then looking at what we learned last week with 16th notes, each 16th note, each eighth note takes up the same amount of time as 2 16th notes. It's really important that you understand that when we start to look at combinations of eighth notes and 16th notes, because if you understand that each eighth note takes up the same amount of time as 2 16ths, it just makes this a lot easier. So we call this the rule of two, where each rhythm as you go down one level is just one note becomes 2, all the way down. One whole note becomes 2 half notes. One half note becomes 2 quarter notes. One quarter note becomes 2 eighth notes. 1 eighth note becomes 2 16th notes. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, and you'll be ready to move in to single eighth note 16th combinations.